Right, welcome ladies and gents. The ratings, or I guess viewership, a lot of people get confused with that. The viewership is the ratings, that's what it's called. That is industry talk. Okay, so the ratings are the views. But the views for, or the overnight ratings for season 2, episode 4 is in, and it's appalling, it's really bad. And the usual sorts are spinning their wheels, trying to come up with excuses. But it's pretty bad. So we're going to dive into this today. Do hit subscribe if you want to. Actually, do it if you want. Don't worry about it, guys. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. Anyway, Doctor Who TV, great website. I would encourage you guys to go check them out. Genuinely, they're good. They're very, very good. But they have the ratings accumulator. It's just a table that they like to use. And here it is. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to get right into it. Okay, this is the lowest of the low. It has never been this low before. These ratings are the worst they've ever been. For overnight, they are the worst they've ever been. If you compare them like for like to any other Doctor Who overnight ratings, these are the worst. Abysmal. Now, I can guarantee you, I can say it with the utmost certainty, 1.5 million views is what it got. So when it comes to the 7 days, which we'll learn about next week, obviously, it will be about 3 million. Because it always is an extra 1.5 million, coincidentally enough. But look, obviously 1.5 million is pretty bad. Last week, it bumped up to 1.86 million. That was unequivocally simply because of the football. Now, some people said, no, because they do their ratings via Barb. Barb is like an opt-in thing, and then the BBC extrapolate from that, and then blah, 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 blah. Or your reasoning for it bumping up and it not being because of the football is way worse than it being for the football. Because that means that the BBC are probably just, well, unequivocally just making up what they want the numbers to be. If Barb isn't everyone, it isn't 1.5 million, and it's just a small number, and then the BBC just extrapolate upwards from there. Yeah, that's just making it up. But anyway, look, 1.5 million is pretty bad. It's the worst, actually. It's the worst it's ever been until next week. I'm pretty certain next week will be equally as bad. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It's probably going to be even worse, in fact. But hey, we get the usual spin. Ratings. Doctor Who dips the lowest ever for 4th episode, Lucky Day. But they start to sort of make some commentary about, well, actually, how it's viewed, maybe it wasn't so bad. And this is the spin Doctor Who YouTubers are making. That's right, I went around and had a little bit of a watch of some just for some comedic value. And they're spinning their wheels so hard for this. The shills are out in force. But look, it says overall, it was BBC One's 3rd most watched programme of the day. Right. That's awful then, isn't it? That goes to show that the BBC is not producing content people want to watch. Like, they're just not. That's the 3rd most watched thing of the day. 1.5 million. That's the 3rd most watched. Yeah, people are done with the BBC then, aren't they? That means that they should be up in their game just all round. No wonder people are just sacking off their TV licenses. What an epic shit show. Anyway, behind the hit list, Celebrity Special and Casualty. It was a low night all round for BBC One, which failed to break 2 million all night. Right. So again, that's because they produce crap. There's no real two ways about it. You can't break 2 million overnight views ratings for a show. Yeah, you're woeful, mate. You're woeful. I mean, our population's like 70 odd million. You can't break 2 million? Really? What? That's bad. It was no match for ITV's Britain's Got Talent and the 1% Club with 2.5 times the audience most of the night. The synopsis for the episode reads, Ruby Sunday faces life back on Earth without the Doctor. But when a dangerous new threat emerges, it's the fans. It's literally the fans. It's an allegory for the fans. I watched it. I reviewed it. Can Ruby and Unit save her new boyfriend Conrad from the terrifying shriek? No, Conrad's the... Conrad is the villain. Because you can't have a good white man. Can't have a good white man in the show. Not allowed. So, well, this is TV Zone UK's breakdown of the views anyway. So it's 1.51 million. I like how they're rounding it up. Episode 3, 1.90. Sorry, apparently it's 1.86, mate. What are you doing? What are you doing? Episode 2, 1.6. Episode 2, 1.58. Oh, they are rounding things up, aren't they? They're really rounding stuff up. Or maybe not, who knows, but still. Look, this show's dead. Like, obviously it's dead. Clearly, obviously it's dead. This is awful. Right, this is absolutely horrendous. Like, this is the worst it's ever been. And people are still trying to run cover for it. How? How? At a certain point, people just have to accept that the thing that they loved is dead. And I know people will go, yeah, but it's still being made, it'll still get views. Mate, this is not coming back for a second season. This just confirms to me anyway that all of my sources that said this was cancelled were pretty bloody legit, to be honest. Because even if you run on the back of what they were saying, Russell T Davies and co were saying as a sort of a rebuttal to that comment about it being cancelled. Oh, well, we're going to wait for season 2 to come out. Why the hell would anyone want to invest in this? 1.5 million overnight views? You joking? That's clown show shit. I have videos with more than that. Admittedly, it's not all the time. But I have a few videos with more than 1.5 million views on this channel. That's abysmal. And yeah, sure, didn't, took a little bit longer than overnight. But really, like, Disney, you think Disney's going to invest another $100 million into this? Nah. It's not worth it to them. It's not appeared at all in the Nielsen charts. So this is awful. And they only have themselves to blame. They have used Doctor Who to bludgeon the fans with. They've weaponized Doctor Who against their own fans. How dumb can you be? Super funny. So there you go. The views are what we would expect. Leave your thoughts down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.